me quickly rope in Major Shah on this point. Major Shah, if you could, sort of encapsulate what the West must now do. Of course, US is trying to hold China back when it comes to Taiwan. They are quite strong. The president of Taiwan, in fact, met with the US House Speaker as well. But what must the West now do to actually take action against China? Now, they have, in fact, conducted several of these military exercises. But when will this actually stop being a drill?
Arti, that's a very, very good question. I totally concur with Colonel Sodhi and what he has said. In fact, on 3rd February, when William Burns said that by 2027, both the countries, China and US, would be at war. They could be, they could not be. I would say the way that the tension between the two countries is already there. And by China doing this joint SWORD, the 3-day operation at the Taiwan border, where we saw Chinese war games, they saw planes, ships, personnel, they were sent into the maritime areas and airspace of the Taiwan Strait, of the northern and southern coast of the island, to the island east. Now the very fact is these exercises have been happening, and China will certainly attack Taiwan. There is no doubt about it, and in no anyone's mind. But then the golden question is when? When will China attack Taiwan? Will they attack Taiwan now? I doubt it they'll do it now, because as the saying goes, barking dog seldom bite. Jo garaste hain, wo baraste nahi, aur jo baraste hain, wo garaste nahi. So the very fact is China also saw, see, China played a very important part as a peace broker in Iran and Saudi Arabia, between the two countries. And then US wasn't happy with that. China also attempted, after a lot of attempts by Turkey, by Israel, by India, China also attempted, okay, let me try becoming a peace broker between the Russia and Ukraine war. But as Colonel Sodhi gave that analogy very aptly about two cats fighting over a bread, and a monkey comes and takes up the bread and tum log ladte raho, fayda koi utha lega at the end of the day. So China, what can US do? Now the very fact, if we see even North Korea, Kim Jong-un has been doing missile testing, nuclear power testing, whatnot, a long-range ballistic missile testing, a short-range. He's been doing that. He has his sister, in fact, who's the second most powerful person in North Korea. She's been doing that. He's now trying to induct his daughter as well. So what has US been able to do so far to curb them? They've imposed restrictions, sanctions on them, but that's about it. Despite those restrictions, despite those sanctions, North Korea is still going ahead, and they are still testing one after the other. They have imposed sanctions on Russia, but it hasn't affected Russia. There were a lot of sanctions imposed on a lot of countries, but it hasn't really curbed any of them. They were sanctioned on Turkey regarding the S-400, but those sanctions could not be put on India when India also went ahead with all the deal. So what can US do? I don't think, frankly speaking, at the end of the day, an incorrigible kid will do what he has to do. We can, at the best, try to curb it, but not necessarily, we can't guarantee it would be curbed out.